Going live. Here we are. I'm so excited for my guest today. Sandra Rathe runs a team in South Florida from Miami to Fort Lauderdale and up to West Palm Beach. In 2022, they closed over $108 million in real estate and helped over 220 families make their real estate dreams come true. Sandra comes from a background of both corporate accounting and corporate marketing, so she understands both the finance side and the marketing side of real estate. So welcome, Sandra. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's my pleasure. So it's interesting. I started doing this back in the pandemic. And so I'm in Lower Fairfield County, and many of the people here in Fairfield County, they were taking advantage of it being a seller's market. So they were downsizing. So they were selling their homes and they all moved down to your area. So I'm sure we have a lot of mutual clients, but for the ones who still live here in Connecticut and are thinking about making the move to South Florida or buying a vacation home, I'm really interested to hear, how is the market doing down there?
Yeah, it's a great question. We definitely have some good opportunities for buyers right now. Our inventory levels have come up quite nicely. We still have a ways to go to get back to a normal market, but we do have more inventory than we did during the pandemic. As we know, we were very limited. We would put it on the market and within a day it would be gone. So our days on market have come up, as has our inventory, but it's still, for a seller down here, a little bit of a seller's market in certain pockets. And then in other pockets, it's heading towards a buyer's market. So overall, we're really more in a balanced market. So there's some great deals to be had for buyers. There's some properties that have been sitting for a while because maybe they were overpriced to start with. So there's definitely some opportunity.
Interesting. That's so funny. Here it's still very much the seller's market because the inventory is just so slow, so low. But hopefully we're predicting a very robust spring market as well. Now, do you have kind of a spring market? Is it cyclical at all?
Absolutely. So we are not, I would say, we sell all year round, whereas in parts of the country where it's cold and snowy and things really slow down, we do slow down, but not nearly like they do up north. We're selling all the way through the holidays and everything, but our season really does start to ramp up in February and then into March. And our peak of pendings, not closings, but pendings, is going to be anywhere between March and April, like the middle of March, the middle of April. Every year it changes a little bit based on spring breaks and, just kind of what's going on in the world. But that's when we have the peak, because for us, it revolves around the school system. So people are trying to get into their home at the end of the school year. And then we have a lot of people that go back to whatever country they're from originally during the summer, take the kids home. And so they want to be settled before they get into the summer months.
That makes sense. So as for the schools, are the school systems down there, are they good school systems, the public schools?
Yeah, so that's a very mixed answer. We have some school systems that are really good, and then we have some that are really not good. We do have a big mix of, it's really two different ends of the spectrum, I'll say. So people do make a lot of their buying decisions based on the school districts, and if they can afford to live in the better school districts. We also have a lot of private schools here. So when you move here, there's always that opportunity. We also have charter schools. If you're not familiar with those, that's a little bit more parental control goes into those. So that's always an option as well. So there is a lot of different choices, and it just depends on what's most important to our buyers.
Absolutely. And you cover such a big area. I'm sure there's lots of nuances to all the different neighborhoods. Are you seeing, are most of the buyers coming from our area? Is it, but from the Connecticut, New York area, I would imagine still, or is it from everywhere?
Yeah, so the the majority of our people come from California, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Those are really our top areas that people are coming from. And the great news for us is that our houses are a lot less expensive than your houses are. So for the amount of money they can sell for up there, they can buy something really nice down here. And it's not, as prices have come up a lot, it's still not so expensive for people coming from New York and New Jersey, Connecticut. You just get a lot more for your money down here.
Okay, is that true also in West Palm Beach?
In West Palm Beach, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Great.
And there's definitely pockets where the prices, there's pockets where prices are significantly higher, but it's still more affordable down here.
Interesting. Great to know. My bags are packed after this weather that we're having up here. I can tell you that. And you said that you're seeing a lot from California. I find that fascinating. What do you think the reason is that people would move from sunny California to sunny Florida?
I think that there's political reasons. There are no income tax. There's no state income tax here in Florida. So that's very attractive here. And the cost of living is just, it's much more favorable here. So we do see a lot of people who enjoy that weather, and they can get that weather here at a less expensive cost. And it just seems like a lot of jobs do send people down here. There seems to be synergies also because of the connection to South America here. It's easy to be traveling to South America. So for a lot of the companies in the United States that have a base in South America, this is a great location. That's actually how we ended up here. My husband got transferred here, 15 years ago to manage South America. So we see that quite a bit too.
Interesting. And you brought up taxes. That actually was going to be my next question. All right, talk to us about taxes. There's no state tax, is that correct?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Just another reason to move to sunny Florida.
Sunny South Florida, absolutely.
And so if somebody's purchasing a vacation home or a second or third home, also another reason to do so, I would think. God, that's just amazing, really incredible. So what does $1 million buy? And I know I ask that question all the time, and I know you cover so many different areas, but if you could just give us a typical idea of what $1 million could get you.
Sure. So in a lot of the, I'll call them the bedroom communities or the family communities that are going to be a little further west. So like Weston, Miramar, those areas, it's going to get you about 2,900 square feet. And probably a pool will come with that. And it's going to be in decent condition in those neighborhoods. Those are newer. When I say newer for us is like 2000, 2005. So you can get a nice single family home around 3,000 square feet for $1 million. Now, if you go further east or to Fort Lauderdale or Miami, now you're looking at a condo, and definitely not on the intercoastal for $1 million.
Right. No water views, probably.
Not too many for that for $1 million. You're pushing 1.5 to 2 million to get a smaller condo.
Right. And for us traveling down there, there's several different airports to fly into, correct? West Palm Beach or Miami, right?
Yep. And then there's Fort Lauderdale as well. Fort Lauderdale is going to be kind of your more central one, and it's a little bit easier to navigate. It's not as overwhelming as Miami. Miami with all the international flights, it can get a little complicated, and the traffic getting to the Miami airport. So Fort Lauderdale is the one that we prefer to fly out of. Periodically, we do fly out of West Palm, just if it's a better schedule or maybe it's a much cheaper flight.
Right. And what area do you live in?
So I live in Davie, which is going to be one of the single family home, it's where a lot of families are raised. So we have like a builder's acre and 4,400 square feet under air. So we are centrally located to be able to get to Fort Lauderdale within 20 to 40 minutes, depending on time of day and the location within Fort Lauderdale. And then same with Miami, we can get to Miami 40 minutes to, with traffic, who knows?
Absolutely. No, that's great. And what do you love most about living there?
Every day is sunny. It is very rare to have a day where it is not sunny. It's like it's summer all the time. You can always go outside. It might be a little hot, but then you just jump in your pool. But I would say my absolute favorite thing about Florida is boating. I absolutely love boating. I did not grow up boating, but I love it. I love the fresh air. I love the atmosphere. I love having people on a boat and entertaining together. So I would say that's my number one.
Oh, well, that's fun. Well, I can't wait to come visit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it sounds wonderful. Is there anything else that we should know that I didn't cover? Any other questions?
Sure. So I think it's important for people to know that there's so much to do down here. It is such a cultural mix and there's so much to do. So you've got your single family home areas where it's quiet, but then you've got the exciting, the vibes of Miami where you can party all night and there's arts, there's theater, there's restaurants everywhere. You can stay in a hotel and be close enough to walk to the beach, walk to restaurants. You can even live like that if you want to live in the city itself. And it's not a city like New York City. It's not that big. So it's a little bit more, it's not as overwhelming, let's say that, but you do have the ability to live somewhere that you can walk to everything and walk home and enjoy the theater, enjoy the arts. We have a lot of sports. We also like to go to the Panthers hockey games. We have season tickets there. We have an MLS soccer team as well. So there's so much to do here. I mean, we're exhausted sometimes because there is so much to do and there's never bad weather. So we're never just sitting inside. We're always doing something fun.
Well, it sounds wonderful. My goodness. So for everybody who now wants to move down to your area, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. So they can follow me on Instagram which is at Sandra Rathe Team, which is Rathe is Rathe, or they can visit our website at www.sandrarathe.com.
Well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much. I learned so much and I will talk to you soon and I'll plan my vacation and coming down to visit you.
Absolutely. We look forward to hosting you.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.